on the way to Maharashtra, they said that you have to go to a place called Stavanidi, which is an Atishaya Kshetra. Here, is just outside Belgaum in Maharashtra. And to see the only temple dedicated to Brahmadeva as the Mool Nayak. The Bimba is Swayambhu, but there are pratimas of Adinatha and Parshvanatha. And since we were not allowed to take pictures, I'm showing you a picture that was there in the poster. This is the Brahmadeva, and he was Swayambhu, and he is supposed to be very powerful, and people come there to pray to him. Then we went on to Kolhapur in the Lakshmi Sena Jain Mutt in the Jwala Malini Devi is the main thing, and Chandraprabha Tirthankara, where we we wanted to go and see Kamboja and see the Bahubali statue there, but the road conditions in Maharashtra was very bad, and we just couldn't manage many things that we set out to do. And then we went to this Kolhapur mutt, which is one of the oldest mutts. There are 4 Lakshmi Sena mutts. One is Melsitamur, Kolhapur, Delhi, and Penukonda. Penukonda, now there is no mutt, no Bhattaraka. The other 3 have the Bhattarakas there. And it seems these mutts were organized by Acharya Bhadrabahu when he came down south, actually. And here, the goddess is in a Varadahasta. As nowadays it's a trend, you are not supposed to take pictures of the deities, so you can do it from far. So I don't have a close-up picture of the Mata. But here she is in Varadahasta and Padmahasta. Varadahasta is giving boons, and Padmahasta. And she has 8 pairs of hands. Each have a significance. There is a Pandit called Raju Pandit over there who is very, very dedicated, and he explains it beautifully over there. And then this is the mutt. And we have the Chandranath Swami on the other side. Here. Now, there is another temple over there called the Manastham temple, because this was the first Manastham in the state of Marathas. And there is a Parshvanath temple dedicated to this Manastham. And now when you go into the Parshvanath temple, you will see the Pacha Parshvanath over there. And I'm looking at the lintel over here where they have 3D art. If you keep looking at it, and can you imagine, this temple is about 1,000 years old, and in 1,000 years ago they had 3D art. And in this temple, it was called Shulakpur. And as you know, Shulak is the initial few stages of Muni monkhood. And there is I think it's a Kannada inscription, probably telling which king gave what to this temple, actually. And as I told you, this is on the lintel, and this is the 3D. And you have to go there and personally see it to see how it works, because in single dimension it doesn't come out. When you go there and you can see the Tirthankar, and above this is another Tirthankar. This 3D art has been the most unique. You can make out a 3-dimensional silhouette of a Tirthankar in that square, actually. And they have Rishabha Tirthankar, Shantinath Tirthankar, and Neminatha also housed in this complex. And you have Bahubali in the first floor. And I have seen vines in the legs only mostly. But in this particular Pratima, you will find the vines on his arms as well. And the thing about these Maharashtrian temples are, there's always an element of Hindu god also there. You'll find a Ganesha in one of the temples. And then this is the Nitya Manohar Neminath temple. Originally, it was a 3-story temple, but the 2 stories went into the ground. They are buried underneath, and this the present temple is in the 3rd floor. I put these 2 together to tell you how small a pratima can be, which is worshipped. and how big a Pratima can be, which is also worshipped. This temple is called the Trikut Shaityalaya. And there is another shrine within that which has a Sahasrakut, but you can't make out because with time, I think it probably was a limestone stone. You can't see the um, Sahasra Tirthankars. And then the Dwarapalakas somehow are more ornate and more exquisite in these temples. Now we go to the Mahalakshmi temple of Kolhapur. It King Sahu Maharaj, after a while, offered it back to the Jains, saying that this is a Jain temple, please take it back. But the Bhattaraka at that time felt that all the other faiths have been praying in this temple, and if I take it to only exclusively Jains, then I will be breaking the faith of common people. So, with such compassion, he graciously let it be and refused exclusive ownership by the Jains, seeing the faith of the Hindus on the Mata. So, in the temple, in the Mahalakshmi temple, you have this lotus roof, and you see the Tirthankars all around carved. So this is evidence that this was a Jain temple, and they have not destroyed it either. And there is another area in the temple where you'll find the Tirthankars, but this area is not used by anybody. It's only there as part of the temple. And what is amazing about this temple is, of course, it's in the Chalukya style, and what I found very fascinating is these structures. These are the lamps, it seems, and this temple itself is within the uh, palace premises. And on the way, you will find these palaces existing next to the temple, and these beautiful flowers and the vanies which they offer to the Mata Padmavati, they really liven up the sobriety of the temple premises actually. Now we went to Nasik, and then this is Gajapanta, where seven Balabhadras attain moksha. The eighth one attained moksha in Chandwad, and the ninth one is waiting to get his liberation. And this is a temple at the foothill, and all the three present, past, and future Tirthankaras in the first floor. And then you have in the final the thing the padas of the Balabhadras. It's quite a steep climb, and you on the hill you will find Parshvanath in different sizes over there, and the Balabhadras are also there. Then there is a small place where we went around looking for a Jain temple called Chandwad, and they couldn't tell us where it was. Then ultimately somebody said, "Oh, Kalika temple." So we went through the small gullies of that small little town, and we came across this huge fort over there in a small gully. This is the Rang Mahal, which Queen Ahalya Bai Holkar had built, and the Jain temple is here on the hill. And we climbed up there, and you can see how steep the thing. And in that thing, we found this temple. And this girl, before going to her college, had come to do the puja in the temple and going back. The local, and this is the guard. Why is he guarding here? Did the Jains want this? And why is this Trishul here? The Padmavati Amman of this temple is the Kalika of the townspeople. So this temple is divided into two. The Jain area has a grill, and it has all the Jain pratimas. And just within these doors on this side is the Padmavati Amman with who's been worshipped as Kalika. And this is the Chandranath Pratima with many, and you can see many Tirthankaras in this inside that cave. and some places we can't see. This is Jwalamalini Amman in the darkness, and this is you can see the Kalika, the Padmavati with they have put a Ganesha also next to it. Probably there was Parshvanath here, and they have morphed it. Next, we went to Mangitungi. Mangitungi is in it's a very very sacred place. It's a Siddha Kshetra where almost a few thousand, tens of thousands of munis got their moksha. And here it is Tungigiri has about 3,700 steps to climb up, and it's in the Sahayadari hills, and it's quite a trek. And now they have taken part of the hill and built a 108 feet Rishabdev Swami. Can you see people doing puja here? And the size of the uh, Pratima over here. This is the effort of, I'll get the name. And then this is Mangi Hill, and this is Tungi Hill. And this is about 125 kilometers from Nasik, and it is called the Samechikar of the south. Here, who all got uh, uh, moksha is Lord Ram, Hanuman, Neel, Sugriv, Gavai, Gavaksh, and Mahanil, and some 99 crore munis have attained moksha here. So that much heavily empowered hill this is, with so many people having attained moksha. Look at, I mean, can you find a better Siddha Kshetra than this actually? And here, uh, I climbed, even though it was 3,700, and my 7 decades of age did not matter, because once you reach the end of it, we got energized, and it was a very good this thing. And then here you will find Muni's pratimas also, with a rosary here and a pichi. There are many pratimas like this. And then the gufas have so many Tirthankar pratimas. And this is a very fascinating thing. This is Balarama, the brother of Krishna. It seems he was a very, very handsome man. Once, when he was walking around, the women got so, enamored by his appearance. They were drawing water from the. They came to draw water from the well. They put the rope around the neck of their children, and without seeing, they put them into the, thinking they are putting the pot in the well. So when Balrama saw this, he said, "Because of me, if there's so much of himsa happening, I will not be seen by anybody." So he turned towards the wall of the thing, and he sat there till he attained moksha. This is a story of this Balrama looking the other side. And these are all the Jain Pratimas. And this is on the wall outside in the perambulatory path. And from the Mangi Hill, you have a pathway on top itself to go to the Tungi Giri. And in Tungi Giri is where you will find Sita's path, little shrine, and all the pratimas of Rama, Hanuman, and all the names I told you. These are all 8th century caves, and they are very very prachin actually. And the the only thing is the with a lot of what shall we say, every new thing that we do has a harmful effect. The By creating a huge pratima of the world's tallest Tirthankara image, they dynamited the sides of the hill, and because of that, the Mangi and Tungi caves have become unstable, particularly Mangi caves. And they have landslides very often, and some of the caves are chipping away, they are collapsing. So this is the saddest thing about we, in all our enthusiasm, do it differently, because in modern days we can use dynamite. But if we had done it the olden way, where we just chip, 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 we can preserve the old and create new ones also. And here you will find these are done by vandals, where the pratimas are defaced actually. And this is the pathway going around Mangi Hill, and you can see the pathway going to the Tungi Hill. And now that I have shown you how this, and at the foothill you have a very good dharmshala, and there is a very old Parshvanath temple in the foothill. And the new one, where you have they have built a Navagraha Tirthankaras temple, and this is the new Dharmshala in Mangitungi. Then we went to Narmada, because I had a chore to do. When we did a stapana of a Tirthankara in my village temple during the Diksha Kalyana, they gave me a little bit of chandan taken from the pratima of the new Tirthankara who is being done the stapana, and told us that it should be uh, uh, done visarjan in a river. So we went to Narmada and we did that. So I had a opportunity to see Narmada. Then we went to Ellora. Ellora is near Aurangabad, where the caves are there. This is the art Kalakshetra that we saw, and this is the caves from 30 to 34 are the Jaina caves, and they are a little aside from the rest of the main this thing. There are Buddha caves also, and there is a main Kailash. This is the Chota Kailash. This is the entry to it, and we have the lintels, the sabas around the around the Chota Kailash, with so many beautiful sculptures. And you can see Parshvanath image at the windows carved out of. These were also having cells for munis to live over there. And as we were as we entered, we saw this beautiful pratima of Parshvanatha with Kamata trying to throw the stone over him, and I was trying to explain it to my husband. And as I was telling the story, I was facing the sculpture, and when I turned around, I found there was a group of people listening to me, and that is when I said Vidya Danen Vandate. So what little knowledge I have. And they came and told me, we would have just come and seen and gone. But because of your explanation, we understood what we are seeing, and we can appreciate what uh, in our trip, and we can appreciate it much better. So this also another pratima of Parshvanath with Kamata doing this. And here you will find Padmavati with Dharnendra here, and she's holding an umbrella over Dharnendra. So this is a total Bharatiya Nari kind of a thing, like Dharnendra is trying to protect Parshvanath Bhagwan. Not that he wanted it or needed it, but Padmavati is holding a umbrella over him to protect him from the rains. This is an amazing sculpture that you could see over here. And this will be Ambika sitting over a lion. And as you know, Ambika is the Yakshini of Neminatha Bhagwan. And this is Indra. Uh, I had another picture where I was standing next to it, and you can see the enormity of the dimensions. The sizes are very, very huge. And this is Mahavira here, and Bahubali with Brahmi and Sundari next to him, and all the devas praising him. And again, Mahavira. This is the I told you, na, I had this picture to show how huge these pratimas are. Imagine their their thought processes at that time. They never did anything on a moderate scale. They did it to impress upon people the divinity totally. And this is the Indra Sabha, where this is cave 32 or 33, the Indra Sabha, where you can see the inverted lotus and see these um, pillars, each one of them different from the other. And the common theme is Parshvanath, Rishabhnath, Neminath, and Mahavir. That is, I didn't see any other Tirthankaras. And then you will find that there had been some paintings also over here, but these paintings have all gone by now. And these are you see, there is a small deity there, but outside the deity is huge. And this is the Jagannath Sabha, which is another Jain cave, a group of caves. And these are not enclosed by any prakaras. There is no wall over here. Uh, though this cave at the back looks like a double-story one, they are actually independent caves, actually. And the 34th is the last cave in that, which has a small veranda, and it's a small excavation, not worth the thing. This is a Chota Kailash from outside. And this is Mavira and Adinatha and Ambika next to each other. And see this. Uh, in Bhaktamra Stotram, there is one stotra where it says that when you walk, the devas come and put the lotus under your feet. The Tirthankar never walks on the ground. And Malarmisai Yeginan Manadi Serdar is what it says in Tirukural also. This is depicted over here. He is standing on a lotus flower. It's see the details. And this is Ambika and Padmavati, once again Indra. And these are the paintings in the Ellora. We all think that paintings are normally in Ajanta, but you have paintings in Ellora also. This is of the Tirthankar, a full size painting over there. And we come out of Ellora. I'm putting this in. These are Ajanta caves. These are Buddhas. So the person whom I saw in Ellora the day before came and said, "Oh, there is another Tirthankar over here." So I had to tell her how Buddha changes from. The differentiating factors between Buddha and Tirthankar Pratimas. So I'm just showing you this. Then we went to a place called Jintur. It's an Atishaya Kshetra. It is so many gufas. And outside you will think that it is a building. But when you go in, they are small gufas. And there are 6 of them. And this is the Adinath gufa number 1. And you see, I showed you this in the lintel. And this particular hairstyle, it's almost like Vijayanagara kingdom and Deccan queens and Deccan king. I was quite surprised to see this because it was told that this Jintur was built by the Marathas, and then it was originally built by the Chandranaya temple was built by Chandragupta Maurya when he was coming down. But this lintel thing, the hairstyle looks very much like the Deccan queens. So I don't know where to place it. I think the historians can take on from there. And one of the gufas I found Bahubali. You know, I've seen Bahubali's this thing with the vines going around. Here you have the cobras going around his legs and arms, and you find the 2 cobra heads over here. Very, very unusual pratima. And this is the Chaturmukh pratima over here. I'm going to show this in the next picture to tell you. Can you see this mustache? I've never seen a Tirthankar with a mustache. This is the only Tirthankar Pratima. This is the Atishaya thing. This is a 9-ton Pratima of Parshvanath of laterite stone. And how it came up that hill, it's one of the Atishayas. But this, if you see at the bottom, it is suspended. And you can see the light coming from. Can you see these yellow patches? These are the lights coming from behind, actually. And here also you can see light. The left the left knee is 4 inches above, and the right knee is 2 inches above. And here at the bottom, this is his the back, and where he is sitting, you can see the distance between the floor and the pratima. This 9-ton stone pratima is suspended in air. That is the Atishaya. And can you see the light coming here? And you can say that nobody is disturbing it or anything, but every day they do abhishekam with water, sandal, everything, and they wipe the pratima clean. So with all that movement, all the this thing, it is stable. And when you see underneath, there is only one 2-inch disc of limestone, which I could see. Nothing else. It is balanced on that, and that is the Jintur Atishaya of Jintur, where this 9-ton Parshvanath Pratima is suspended in air. And this, once again, you'll be amazed when you see that. This is the most famous one we have seen, we've heard, and Arpit knows about it very well. It's an Antariksh Parshvanath. We can't go near it. We can only see it from a window from above. And this is the new temple which has been built next to it. And this is the interior of the Antariksh Parshvanath temple, which is so ostentatious. It is so rich, so, so. And you got to see it with all the chandeliers, the chamak chamak, and everything there. And then we come to the last of the Maharashtrian the thing. This is Karanja, and this is what is this kshetra? This is the Vidya Kshetra. This is the Guru Kshetra, because this is the Mahavir Brahmacharya Ashram built in Karanja, one for the girls and one for the boys, by Acharya Samantabhadra about 200 years ago. And here they take children, they teach them everything: spirituality, divinity, normal studies, and they have a small boarding also, and they take children of all faiths. And there is a small little temple here, and if you request them, they will take you to the basement and show you pratimas of precious gems, coral and emerald and sapphire and spatika and everything. So it's really worth seeing that. And we went into the town of this is the temple attached to the brahmacharyam. The thing about Karanja is there were 3 sanghs over here, 3 Bhattarak traditions. One is Balatkar Gana, which houses all the manuscripts. The second one is the Sena Gana. It seems it has a Patachitra with the 5 Kalyanaks drawn on it, which is about 800 years old. Unfortunately, we got delayed because we visited the ashram and addressed the children. So by the time we reached the town, it got closed. Then there is the Kasta Sangh Bhattarak, who is the present Bhattarak is the Munindra Kirti Bhattarak. And this is their temple of the Kasta Sangh. There are so many treasures. Look at this, the Sahasra in metal, and then they have the Nandishwar Puja, and then they have many metal and marble, and they have a basement where they have 15 pratimas, and this Parshvanath pratima is 2,000 years old, and this Adinath pratima is 2,000 years old, and they have preserved it all very well. And we also have the 24 Tirthankars Pada Padmam, which is in front of it. The most beautiful thing about this temple is the wooden pillars. I took this picture, and after that, I was told I'm not supposed to take the pictures, so I had to stop. What is that? The picture, what it has is they are so beautifully carved, and you know what all they have? They have the Janma, the five Kalyanaks, the 16 dreams of the Mata, Jinnamata, and then they have Acharyas with Grida Picha. They have the 24 Tirthankaras in all their pillars. The, and then they have, Sita Swayamvar and Draupadi Swayamvar. Then they have Jaina Ramayan, they have Mahabharat stories, they have dinosaurs, they have dragons, they have three or four monkeys with two bodies, and and there are totally about 42 pillars in the Sabha Mandap, and there are about 600 Jain families, quite strong Jain this thing, and they have a Rajahans Pakshi also in this, and there are four main temples, as I told you. One has manuscripts, one has the Patachitra, and one has a newly formed uh, Samosaran also. And then recently and then we went to Kolanupaka from there, which is in Telangana. And we also went to another temple later called Penukonda, and I'll show you that. Kolnupaka is a temple of Aditya Manikya Adinatha. He is also called Manikya Swami. They say it was a Swayambhu. They say it was Bharat who brought it. They say that Mandodari prayed to Manikya Swami, and when Ravan was killed and Sri Lanka was burning, the Sashana Devas took it from her and kept it under the sea carefully. And thereafter, the King Shankara of the Saluva dynasty, went and requested the Sashana Devas, please give it, because my kingdom is degenerating. I need some divine power to salvage them. So they gave it to him, and that's how he brought the Manikya Swami. There is another beautiful pratima of Mahavira, made monolithic in one piece of jade. The Mahavira is made, and another one of Neminatha, and they have others also like Parshvanatha, and ancient pratimas are there, and there is a museum also over there, and they have found some shilalekhs, that is inscriptions over here, and this is about 100 kilometers from Hyderabad, and this is a very prominent Svetambar pilgrimage. I must tell you this story, but this is my personal story. We went there, and as Digambas, we always do pujas when there is a pandit, and we don't go into the Garbhagriha, and we stay outside, and the pujas are done by the pandits. And when we went there, we did that, and we sat outside the Garbhagriha. And there was one gentleman. He said, why are you sitting here? Why aren't you doing the puja? We said, we don't know how to do the pujas. And there were people doing pujas to the pratimas, like the Shvetambas way. And he says, do one thing, do it for me. And he was very authoritative. Do it for me. And if you are a true Jain, you will do it for me. I said, okay, what do I do? And then he asked those people who were doing the puja, they had come from Mumbai. Any one of you have any puja clothes? And one of them said, yes, we have. So he said, go have a bath in the Dharmshala, change into the dress and come. So we both sheepishly, since he said it with so much authority, and since he also said, if you are a Jain, you should do. We are very much Jains, and we said we'll do it, but we don't know how to do it. He says, you first go and come. So we went back after our bath and changed into our dress, and one was delegated for my husband, and one lady was delegated for me. They came with us. They taught us how to do the puja, and you wouldn't believe it. I'll never, ever, ever get this kind of an. I think it was a divine opportunity for me. It couldn't have happened if I hadn't been blessed. And they didn't know who we were. They only knew that we are Jains and we don't know how to do it. And we also told them that we are Digambas because it was a Shwetambar temple and we shouldn't be treading on people's foot actually and do the wrong things. They said, no, no, no. And then they took us and we did to our heart's content. I've never done this kind of puja and I'll never forget. It has gone into my cells and I really feel blessed about it. And I also feel blessed that here is a open-hearted, broad-minded people who wanted to share the happiness that they have got while praying to the Bhagwan, that they should give somebody else also the same happiness. And the they it seems they came from Bombay because the lady of the house was turning 80 that day, and the son-in-law he gave her a small box as a gift. Little after we finished all of, then suddenly he asked his mother-in-law, "Ma, would you mind when I go to Bombay? I'll get you the same thing, but I would like to give this box to this lady." And that box had the picture of 24 Tirthankaras and Tamrapatra and Namo Arentanam written. And the graciousness and the benevolence of of course I said I won't take it. It's her birthday present, you know. The graciousness of that lady was that she immediately said, "Yes, yes, it's important." And we came back from that pilgrimage totally, totally feeling blessed. And this I wanted to share with you all today. And this is how our Kolonipaka has imprinted in our minds. Now I want to tell you about this small little place, Penukonda, which is in Andhra Pradesh. This is one of the seats of the Bhattarakas. You can see this green. It is green, but in the photographs the green doesn't come. And it is one of the very old 5th century AD temples. And this is the other place where you have the Parivara Padmavati. See, all her Parivar is around her. And this is the Parivara Padmavati. And this is the Kshetrapala. It's a different posture. We saw in Karnataka, he is sitting on a horse with the legs up, and the horse also with the legs up. Here, the Kshetrapala is well grounded and he's sitting there. So, with this, I finish my journey, and we start another journey to Madhya Pradesh next month. So, thank you very much. And
so it was so interesting that, but yes, we'll be eagerly waiting for the next destination very, very, very soon, because your journey will inspire many more to undertake such journeys in the future. And the way you had described it with such precision and elegance, that with such details, it will encourage more and more viewers to undertake those journeys.
Arpit, I just want to say my namaskars to my teacher, Professor Fulchandji Premi. My pranams to him. And somebody has put in the chat, it's Gyanmati Mataji. Yes. For an hour and a half, I remembered so many things, but the name slipped my mind. Yes, it is Gyanmati Mataji.
So,
thank you.
And we are very much thankful to Shobha ma'am. आपने अपना अमूल्य समय निकाल के हमें जो आज ज्ञान की वर्षा की है और तीर्थ यात्रा में सबको प्रेरित किया है, उसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपके अनुभव से और भी लोग जाएंगे और भी इस हेरिटेज का संरक्षण होगा, यही आशा के साथ हम इस सेशन की पूर्णाहुति करते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच मैम, इट हैज बीन अ प्लेजर।
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.